Welcome to everybody who's tuning in. Just waiting for everybody to come on board. If you're in the chat, make sure you show some love. All right. Today we have... Let's make sure we get to the All-Star Game page. Okay, so today we have the NBL Season 3 All-Star Game. Two teams are going to be on deck. We have Team Paragua versus Team Shetty. These are two of the strongest players that we have in the NBL. How's my audio, everybody? If y'all can show some love in the chat and let me know how the audio sounds. Is everything good? I'll be your host tonight. Of course, my name is better known as GodDanielX, a national master and also founder and creator of the one of the founders and creators of the National Blitz League. So we're going to get into some games. They have an hour arena tonight of Blitz Chess. That's what we're going to start with. And then the second arena will be Bullet Chess. Both of these are for an hour, and we have two phenomenal teams that have already drafted their players. It is totally going to be an 11 versus 11. As I go through the games, I will always try to flip the board so that you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. I'll try to put Paragua's players on top by his face and picture name. And then on the bottom, I'll put Team Shetty, all of his players. So I'll always flip the board so that the Shetty team can be seen by the Shetty icon. So this first game is, of course, the two captains. We have Mark Paragua, known as Ritzy Blitz. He is taking on International Master Atulya Shetty. This is a total of team points. Remy, what's good, man? Let's go, baby. I'm ready to see. There was some last-minute changes for those who don't know. National Master William Grafe was unable to make the All-Star game, so earlier today they had to hurry up and make an executive decision, and Paragua picked up National Master Mike Zalazny to replace him. And then International Master Shetty got hit with the same thing. One of his players, National Master Lamel Mack out of New York, could not play, so he had to replace him, and he got FIDE Master Aiden Turgott to stand in for Lamel. Okay, so this is the first game. Let's go back a little bit and see what we got. So we start off with the English. This is kind of expected. Anybody who plays against Shetty knows that this is his main stuff. You're definitely going to see a higher level of finesse and tactical ability in his first hour arena. Okay, it looks pretty even. I don't think either player really has an advantage right now. Just catching up. We're going to go through a host of games all evening. Plastic Hippie, yo, what's good, man? Ed Gaskin, what's good, man? I'm wanting to support my boy. Absolutely. So Niners Rule 1 is the head coach of the Miami Lions, Ken Gaskin. He is one of his players, National Master James Canny, also known as the Jedi. He is also one of our NBL streamers. He is repping tonight on Team, make sure I got my data correct, Team Paragua. All right, so hoping that he can pull out the victory and rep for the Miami Lions. You know what? While we're watching this game conclude, Shetty's way down on time, by the way. He has 23 seconds left versus Paragua's a minute and 20 seconds. I think he's just playing for the draw. He doesn't really have time to go with anything else besides that. White can never leave the region of this night because, of course, it just falls. So unless Atulya is going to play for the win, I don't really see him having much. Uh-oh, it looks like he may be going for the win. Pop, pop. He's going to push. Try to drag, bad arrows. Try to drag the king over here to snap that pawn if he can. But, of course, this one looks like it's going to fall. It's all about who's the fastest. So, oh, he's trying to get the okay. This is a GM. You're not going to trick him. He's trying to get him to drop to this square. Ah, that was his chance. Okay, they might draw it out. Uh-oh, he let him in. Okay, now he's going to go for it. Snap. Uh-oh. He's gone. He's gone. Can he pull it out with 1.9 seconds? He has to go for the draw at this point. He just doesn't have the time. And, oh, he's going to hold on. Yep, there we go. There's the draw. Now, he has to be careful. Shetty is super fast. If he can finish this in 1.3, based on pre-moves, he may be able to take a victory for his team. Oh, he could have took it. What is he going to do? Oh, not enough time. Draw game. So on his left-hand side, you will see the total scores. I'm not sure how large that is. Hey, guys, tell me how big Absolutely. Mamba's in. I mean, we got everybody, baby. This is an all-star game. All teams are represented. Real quick, if someone can tell me whether or not the scores underneath my face right here, is that large enough? Can you guys kind of see the total scores, or is that too small? Absolutely. A heck of a game. A heck of a game. Let's check this one out. Now, this is the late pickup. Volcano Explorer is a very strong player. FIDE Master Aiden Turgid. Okay, looks good. Perfect. All right. This is FIDE Master Aiden Turgid that was picked up as a last-second replacement for National Master Lamel Mack. He's representing Team Shetty. And then we have Goku Thangaville of the Atlanta Gorillas. Of course, that's Remy's Mate Proof. That's one of his players from Atlanta. He is repping Team Paragua. Now, real quick, for those who may not know what the teams look like, here are the top 4 boards for Shetty. He's the captain, of course. His first selection was Grandmaster Ankit Rajpara, who I'm sure we'll see some games from him in just a second. Then he started off with 3 other National Masters, Deepak Aaron, Michael Audra, and Akash Maduri. Paragua caught him on that, and he picked as his first choice FIDE Master Matthew Stevens. And then he drafted National Master, Goku Thangaville second, who is a phenomenal bullet player. So we're hoping to get some good stuff out of the blitz portion. But if you don't, trust and believe. In bullet, he's going to show up and show out. James Canny, National Master James Canny, and then Vishal Balian. All right, so we got a lot of coaches in the chat. I see Joseph Gasson of the Detroit Sharks head coach, Mate Proof head coach of the Atlanta Gorillas, Ken Gaskin head coach of the Miami Lions. Everybody's in the building. Show some love, y'all. Make sure you can blast us out on your Facebook pages. Make sure everybody know that this All-Star game is going down. All right, let's see what we got here. Another in-game. All right, so Aiden definitely has the 2-on-1 queenside majority. Because these pawns are poorly placed, he has a double isolated and isolated. I want to give the edge here to black. So I believe with proper play, Aiden should be able to pull this out. Has he managed to do this? Okay, so he went for just eradicating the pawn. He's going to go in front and try to run that bad boy up the board. So let's see. I think the better place for this king was probably F5, excuse me. Lock it up with F6, and then get that check going on the back door to try to snap this pawn. Uh-oh. Got to mess up your pawn structure. But now black has the problem that white had. So now he has the double isolated. But because he has extra pawns, I don't know if he has time to take this. Yeah, he doesn't have time to take that. Let's see. Pawn push. Rook steps back. Oh, he's going to check on A3 instead. Okay. Check him. Pawn push. F4. Come on, Aiden. He doesn't do it. I wonder why. F4 just looked like a sewed-up endgame. Interesting chess. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Guys. I didn't even switch the view. I'm looking at this game, and you guys are not even watching me. Crazy. Let's go back to the main scene. Sorry, guys. Okay, so black is trying to... Yeah, I think black has secured the victory. White is going to have to sack for this pawn. These pawns just simply aren't fast enough, and to just snatch this one, he's going to have to give up the H-file pawn. So looks like it's a done deal here. He's going to snap one more. Step out the way. Hit him with a check. Go behind it. Sacrifice it and hope that this is fast enough. Ooh, he drops the pawn. That should do it. All right. Snap. Rook check. King steps in. All right, this is basic finesse. Basic finesse. Finest, welcome to the stream, brother. Good to see you. Okay, why did he go behind it? That was definitely... You have to leave yourself the opportunity for the checkmate. That's what causes him to have to leave this pawn alone. So I think coming down the foul was actually better. So let's see if he can manage to get a draw somehow. Yep. And now, what do you do? Yep. So I very poorly placed. We can go over it real quick. So let's look at those last few moves. I think where he went wrong, which is going to cost his team points. You know, every point matters. That also messes up a streak if he had a win before then. So let's take a look at this real quick. Let's go to the end position. And his decision to play behind the pawn instead of alongside right here. Okay, so he takes this pawn. All right, let's see what the computer recommends. Exactly. So getting here leaves the opportunity for you that if he gets down to where the pawn is here and the king is here, there's always the threat of mate coming down once you position the king. So let's say, for example, he goes here. Let's play a couple moves. He goes here. Okay, you check again. He steps down. He goes here. Let's say he check again. He's trying to hold on to his pawn. All right, now unless he gets a knight, right, he has to worry about, and look, the computer still says it's a mate in 10 moves. So even if he gets the knight, he loses. But let's just say, for example, he goes for a queen. You always have the threat of mate on the rook file. That's why you have to stay on the outside. But what he did in the game was he went behind the pawn, and that kind of messed up his endgame. So endgame is very key, especially on this level. As a FIDE master, he should have definitely been able to close that out. So let's look at the total scores real quick. Let's go back. Okay, so the total scores right now is very close. We have Team Shetty at 25 points. Team Paragua at 23 points. Let us look at another game. We have Shetty versus Goku now. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is National Master James Canty, a.k.a. the Jedi, our official NBL streamer. He is taking on Grandmaster Ankit Rajpara. Let's see what he got out of this opening. Okay, so we had... These GMs love this, man. They don't want to go into all of these theoretical lines and, you know, posing problems in the opening. I've seen a lot of GMs choose to play these fianchetto bishops. Ankit Rajpara has been playing this all season long, peeling all types of caps back in the NBL. Of course, we got the little ISO here. Let's see if he can kind of settle it. Okay, he doubles the pawns. Was that necessary? I guess it does activate the rook file, but I don't see the long-term development because of that. All right. So it looks like we're going to have the open lines, double bishop pairs. I think it could go either way. Of course, black's rooks are a little bit more active. Goku beat that tail. No, that was a draw, Remy. He did not beat that tail. It was clearly a draw. All right. Somebody's texting me because they want to get in the tournament. Trying to play it. So, look. Some FIDE master just hit me up via inbox saying he wants to play. If you would like to be a part of the National Blitz League, okay, we're at the end of Season 3. We're already starting the playoffs this week. Last week was our bye week. Of course, today is the All-Star game. And tomorrow is going to begin our playoffs, okay? So, Season 3 is kind of done. But we would still love for anyone who's watching this that's not a part of the league, if you guys could definitely go to NBLchess.live. You can see it at the bottom left-hand corner right underneath me in the white. Register, and then you'll be in the information loop for Season 4, which will take on a few changes that Season 3 did not have, and they agreed to a draw. Good game, GG, 38-31. Shetty spreading the lead out. His team is going a little bit further. I think they were up like 2 to 4 points last time. Now they're up 7. Let's check out another game. Let's look at, here we go, Deepak Aaron versus National Master Deepak Aaron versus National Master Sean Martinez. All right, let's real quick take a look at their opening. We got a Sicilian here. This is different. What is this? If you're in the chat and you know what this is, I don't know what this is. I don't think I'm aware of this line. Bishop C5. That's interesting. Okay. Anybody know what this line is? Joseph says, nobody's going to have a long streak outside of Mark and Shetty. The match will be decided by them. I don't know. I think there's a strong field here. You know, when you have an opportunity. So here's the thing. In the regular National Blitz League arenas, right, you have your chance of getting on more streaks because you're going against some of the stronger players. So if you happen to get a victory from them, then you're also going to get paired a few times against some mid-grade to lesser level players because remember the NBL has ratings from 1,500, 1,400, all the way through to Grandmaster, right? So that's why it's easy to get streaks. But when you're talking about an all-star game, practically every person on the rosters are just about masters. We have a few experts that made it in, but for the most part, we national masters, FIDE masters, grandmasters. That's extremely difficult to streak all tournament long. I mean, it's only an hour. Even as a grandmaster, I don't see that happening. We just saw Grandmaster Anki Rajpura draw. That messes up your streak. We saw Paragua draw with Shetty in the beginning. That messed up his streak. You know what? Let's take a quick look and just see. I don't know what the heck this is. Does anybody know what this Sicilian was? Looks like a Shavinigan, however you pronounce it. I don't know. This is some weird stuff. And then you have Bishop going back to D6. The heck is this? But D-Pack is known for playing some unfamiliar lines to take you out of what you're normally accustomed to. This little move, although awkward, of course, is preventing the knight from coming here by having the pawn on A6. All right, and then he's also preventing from castling because now you have to answer for the pawn being captured because this queen and bishop connection on H2. So it's weird. You can't even go F4 like you would want to expand your position. So it's like you either got to play H3 or G3. But of course, I think if you play G3, you got the long-term light square weaknesses that will come into play. If you play H3, I think he just accelerates his attack by trying to run those pawns down your throat. So I'm willing to say that maybe the best plan for white in this position is bishop D2, queen E2, and go ahead and castle on the queen side instead. But of course, he's also banking on that. So this is weird as ever, but maybe there's a method to the madness. So we'll see in a second. Gokes41 says, Gokes41, who was the man of the hour, I believe. Wasn't it you, Gokes, that won our trivia games during the All-Star Draft stream? I know we still got to get that merchandise to you. The merchandise will be shipped out as of Tuesday. Okay, so bear with us. Give us a couple of weeks to get it to your house, but we will be getting everyone their gear, their free NBL swag that won the questionnaire on last Thursday, I think it was. Whatever day that was. Okay, so he's really thinking about this one. Or am I lagging or something? Let's make sure I'm not lagging. Oh, I think he's wondering, can he take this without repercussion? Oh, wait, I'm behind moves. What the heck? He goes queen G4. Okay, he did go queen side. Wow. Okay. Now, he can't take back. Of course, if he takes back, knight captures here. It's going to attack the queen, but also the bishop. The rook is also hitting the bishop as well, so he will lose another piece on top of losing his ability to castle. So that's why he refused to take that bishop that some of you all may thought was free. Of course, it's not. He goes knight to E5 instead. Queen is all in the house, like as if he pays rent. The rook comes over to the open foul. He snaps another pawn. All right, black is in some trouble. They're definitely going to need to make some stuff happen. No castle. So he wants to stay in the center of the board. Okay. Black looks like they're getting massacred. So whatever that... so long story short, guys, don't play this retarded line of bishop C5, bishop D6. That's the bottom line. The line was retarded. It looked retarded. And now he's getting clapped. You got these knights coming into E4 next. The weaknesses on F6 and D6. The queen threatening the back rank. He's about to attack. Challenge the rook on his foul. I mean, this is just bad. It's curtains. This is a free piece. I don't get it. This is a free piece. The bishop is holding this C2 square. The queen and rook can't even connect on C2. Snap this. Snap that mamma jamma. Con variation of the Sicilian. Got it. Garbage, if that's the way you play it. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the con variation. But if that's the way you play it, garbage. Garbage, my boy. Exactly. Claps. He resigns. Down on time. Down on position. Easy claps. He got that smoke. All right, let's look at the scores and see if anyone's on streak. So right now, we have Paragua is on streak. For those who, I forgot who said it earlier. But he's at 21 points. Looks like he has a few. No, he berserked twice and won. After that draw from Shetty. Let's take a look at who he played. So he played International Master and drew. He played an expert and won. A master and won. An expert and won. An international master and won. A grandmaster and won. So he's not playing slouchy competition, but his performance right now, look at that. His performance right now is 28-41. That's sick. That's bananas. That's disrespectful. Disrespectful. Alright. What the heck did I do? Okay, so let's take another look at the game. Let's get some new faces. So, let's go with Brendan Zhang versus A-Cash Money. Early in the game, Akash Maduri berserks on Brendan Zhang. For those who may not be familiar with NBL culture, you guys, when we say there's a trash... Okay, so let's start here. There's a trash talk chat that we have for National Blitz League members and some extra people who played in previous seasons. Okay? There's a couple of players that are always in the chat. Like, I be wondering, how is it possible that they can talk this much trash, diss each other, upload memes, and do all type of stuff. Brendan Zhang is one of those players. And not only is he one of the trash talk elites who's always present in the chat room, but he's always getting, I call it being bullied by everybody else because they say his results doesn't match his mouth, right? But nonetheless, regardless, he's at 2309, right? So he's making it up. He's only an expert. And not only that, but he made it into the All-Star game. So, I know people are going to talk trash, especially based on his performance tonight. But let's just see how he handles National Master A-Cash Money, baby. All right, Akash went for some craziness. Brendan played very calm thus far. Now, here's one of the traps. So when someone berserks you, let me get a vote in the chat. And if someone berserks you, Brendan, Dominic, see? Exactly. In the chat, they're already saying that everybody's, look, when did Brendan get to 2,300? Like, he's shocking people. This dude is playing some decent. Now, I know when he faces me, when I was playing in the league, of course, I had to handle some administrative duties. But when I was playing in the league, I've been slapping all of these guys that talk trash in the trash talk chat. But one guy says Brendan is a demon in blitz. Right? I'm rooting for whatever team Brenda N is on. So Malik is a supporter. He says everybody's always bullying my mans. Go right ahead. Let's see. All right, so let's see. One of the things. So in the chat, I want you guys to take a vote. When someone berserks you, what's your mindset? Okay. If your mindset is to go for flagging, put flag in the chat for me right now. And if your mindset is I'm gonna play a calm, solid game and I'm gonna try to put the position where it's very complex. And I'm going to make them think and drop their time. If that's your approach, put tactics or put positional. All right? Because I don't know what your mindset is, but I've seen a lot of people that play way too slow when someone berserks for fear. Wow, that was cute. He couldn't take, even though the pawn was exposed. For fear of letting the person catch up on time. But I think if you just play solid moves, but you can handle and do decent and clock development, there's very few people who can do both. That's my point. So are you a flagger or are you I'm going to put position on the board. Niners Rule 1 says flag. He's a flagger. Finest says I'm playing as solid as possible. He's not worried about the clock. He's going to let them sweat about their clock. I don't know what the general consensus is. I don't know. I think Akash has managed to cause some complications. Of course, he's still down the exchange. So, nope, because the bishop will fall. Yeah, you got to go King F1. He's trying to bring that little... Okay. Solid moves by White. Brendan's playing, man. He's not going to lay down. Be careful. This knight is creeping. It is creeping around. How do you capitalize on this? This knight is deep. That's a problem. That is a problem. Push again. See, White is even though White is up the exchange, it looks like White has to take its time and try to just salvage the position. So sometimes being up a piece isn't all that great. I had a theory, I want to say about 2 years ago, where I began to... Oh, queen drops. Ouch. Brendan Zhang beats National Master A-Cash Money. All right, that's ball game, baby. Ball game. I had a theory about 2 years ago where I posed the question to chess players here in Chicago. I said, listen, Brenda, he's our guy. No one can beat him, but they can try. I see the pop. We'll ship you some pom-pom CCB the Destroyer. But in Chicago, my boy Remy can vouch for me. I posed the question. I said, is it fair that knights and bishops are worth 3 points because there's a lot of positions that I come across where I feel like if I get a bishop or a knight and a pawn, I prefer to have that combination than to have a rook. So if a bishop and a pawn is only 4 points, but a rook is worth 5, is there some reevaluations that the very system of chess needs to consider? Because for that entire year, I was going around sacking to get down the exchange just to test my theory out. You'd be surprised how many people I clapped. Now, granted, my tactics are matched, incomparable. This is Jason Segan. Let's see what he does with the Grandmaster. But nonetheless, I converted a lot of victories being so-called down the exchange, but coming back because, like in that game, if he didn't drop his queen, what did white really have? Okay, what is this? Did this dude just get mated? Oh my God. As my boy Canty would say, gross. Let's go back a couple moves. How did this tactic hit? Because in this position, there's no way possible that I'm going to say, oh, I see this game ending in the next couple of moves. Right? But he plays knight to f4. Okay? Purpose of that, of course, is better placement of the knight. The knight supports the pawn on g2. It's also potentially lining up to do something on e6. Okay, so solid move. All right, black says, let's match that. I want to come in and attack your rook here. Okay, I don't know if that was... it's a good move, but I think he should have been a little bit more patient because he almost forced him to go down to the final rank. Okay, that's exactly what he did. Rook g8. King stepped up to c7 because, of course, if he goes here, what's the threat? I guess he could have went that way too, but, of course, being on them dark squares, you just feel, like, vulnerable. The rook comes back. You got to keep playing tic-tac-toe and dance around. So it's just weird. Okay, so he went king c7. All right, bishop. Oh, that's how he snuck it in on him. Ouch. So pawn is holding this square. See, this is the difference between grandmasters and other players. Grandmasters recognize squares that are being controlled, while most of us are always looking at the pieces. So if our piece is here, if you're a decent player, you see that your knight is going here, your knight is going there, right? But grandmasters go beyond the piece element, and they say, okay, how can I dominate these squares? So he's looking at this rook check here. Of course, that takes away any possibility, any mobility on the c file. This pawn is lingering here, holding d6. This bishop is lingering here, holding b6. And this light square bishop is not only going to support this rook on c8, but it's also cutting off the b7 square. Danger, danger, Red Robin. And he took it like a Vic, baby. Wait, did he miss it? He missed mate. He didn't even have to take the rook. It's not even with check. Grandmasters miss things too. Checks him again, and it was just sitting there, and he finally saw it. Wow, that's crazy. So, because he played that move, now I'm questioning bishop a6. Because playing bishop a6, did he even really see the fact that he had mate? Because they played several extra moves. This is not check. He could just made it immediately. He took check. Of course, that's forced. Then he goes here. Okay, so I don't know. Professor Daddy would be upset hearing you talk about that imbalance. I'm sure. Mate proof. I will give you that, bro. You are one of those players that don't mind playing down. The exchange. Okay, so let's get back to the tournament. Let's look at these scores. Oh, the tables have turned. We were looking at Team Shetty in the lead. Now with this streak performance that Paragua is putting up, he is leading the entire tournament with a 31-point performance, but he has not lost a game yet. Not one game. Everybody else looks like they have some type of L. 0, 0. I see several zeros. 0, 0, 0. Everyone has a loss that stopped their streak at some point, even though they're in the top 10. All right? But Paragua has not lost. He has one draw, and he's put up a 28-25 performance. That's ridiculous. That's stupid ridiculous. Okay, so let's look at JJ Lang. He's playing the Grandmaster right now, Anki Rajpara. JJ Lang is Kale. Let me make sure I got this lined up right. He is on Team Paragua, so let's flip the board. All right, now they're on the proper side, and Pulley, or Grandmaster Anki Rajpara, is on Team Shetty. Let's real quick look at their game. Oh, a center counter. Rare. Going back to the fianchetto stuff. Interesting. Alright, so I don't get the purpose of this move. Like, what was the real purpose of this move? I don't know. Okay, yeah, challenges it. Oh, snaps. Oh, okay, so it's the bait trick. Okay, so naturally you want to play attack, of course, attack the bishop here, right? But you're missing the long-term tactic, which is the d-file pawn falls. It's kind of basic. You know, JJ Lang has his moments of brilliancy, then he has his moments where he's going to play you on an expert level. You know, basic tactics. So he pushes for the tempo, if you will. Claps, claps, claps. Rook is hanging. Got to make an extra move that doesn't really even matter that much. Or the bishop has to move out. I guess you should attack. 2 rooks for... Ooh, gonna mess up his pawn structure. Could this change the narrative? Can the endgame go different now? Oh, but he has the double ISOs here, so he really has a free pass pawn on the E file. You know, so don't be surprised. He's gonna trade some pieces, and then you're gonna see this little pawn try to walk up the board. So this king should not go the H way. This king should be fighting towards the F way, so that he can jump in front of this pawn. JJ Lang might be able to hold this out. You know, this is just some endgame finesse. I would go king, put the rook here, try to get the pawns doubled. Let's see what happens. He did go F way. Good stuff. Trades. Uh-oh. Is JJ going to pull out a draw? I think that's exactly where he messed up. Because I see Grandmaster Ankit Rajpara 1 right here. I think JJ tried to go this way, but this pawn is way too fast. So I'm willing to bet that's how he lost. Exactly. Way too fast. Was this resignable, though? Because I think with this, looking at this endgame here, I mean, he's a grandmaster, so maybe you should respect it, but I've seen some crazy stuff before, even from grandmasters. Because what you really have to do is force the king to get here, and then every time you run your king one step closer, the king picks a side to either go to this side or that side. Let's look at it real quick. So let's say, for example, king goes here. All right, he goes here, check. To keep the pawn, you have to go back this way. All right, then you step here, check. He has to step in front of the pawn, which means that this one can't queen, and then that's when you go, hey, let me jump in with the king. He does it again, such as this. You go same way. All right, boom. He steps there. Step in again. All right. So that's pretty much the concept. Every time he gets in front of the pawn here, you just step the king in and get a little bit closer until you allow him to queen and you mate on the back way, or if he does something crazy, you just mate him simply on the square. So I guess a grandmaster would know that. Maybe he was trying to save time and get back to the game. Makes sense. Okay, so Paragua up 22 points at this point. They're streaming, they're rolling. All right, let's look at someone we haven't seen. Okay, so let's do another game from Grandmaster. No. Let's look at Cameron Tolliver. I haven't seen him yet. Cameron Tolliver is playing FIDE Master Aiden Turgut. Let's look at these teams. Cameron Tolliver is on Paragua. Cool, so they're on the right side of the screen. I didn't show the rest of the roster. So real quick, we talked about the roster earlier. Let me go to it, and then I'll check out this game with you guys. Let's do a review real quick. So Shetty's top 4. We talked about these earlier. Right, National Masters Deepak Aaron, Audra, and Maduri. Grandmaster Ankit Rajpara and Team Captain Atulya Shetty. Here's his bottom 6 that we did not talk about. We have Troy Zimmerman. Lamel McBride is actually swapped out. So Lamel McBride couldn't make the All-Star game. So he was swapped out for, who was it? It was FIDE Master Aiden Turgut, the game that we're actually watching right now. And then Angel Lopez, Mark Johnson, Jason Segan, and Steve Abrahams. And then Paragua had as his top 4. He had him as the captain, FIDE Master Matthew Stevens, Goku Thangavel, National Master James Kenney, and Vishal Balian. His bottom 6 were, it was Grafe. Grafe was swapped out. Grafe had to, he couldn't make the All-Star game, so Mike Zelazny, another National Master, took his spot. Sean Martinez, Daniel Herman, Brendan Zhang, JJ Lang, and Cameron Tolliver are all a part of Team Paragua. So when you look at these 2 teams that are on the screen, on top I have Grandmaster Paragua. On bottom I have Team Shetty. I will always try to put their players next to their silhouettes, okay? How come I didn't get picked? You got to be an all-star, Mr. Nathan Kelly. You can't be the strongest 1,400 and think to make the all-star game, sir. Let me expand my screen a little bit because you guys can't even see the bottom score of Team Shetty. That should be good. Okay, so let's get into this game and see what's happening here. Cameron Tolliver's been playing some great chess in the NBL cage matches all season long. He looks a little tied up. This king looks a little vulnerable. But I don't see how the white can take the immediate initiative. But let's figure out how we got to this position. So we had a Caracan. F3, one of my favorite variations to play as black in the Caracan. This is called the fantasy variation. This is a very passive way of playing it. It is doable when you play E6. You're trying to convert this into like almost like a French. But I'm clapping this every single time. Every single time. Okay? But either way, see all this craziness, knight, H3, all that. I don't get into all of that. I'm going to clap you from the beginning. A lot of little finessing. Yep, kick the knight. He went down the exchange. Forks. Ugh. White clearly has the initiative now. And he takes it. Boom. All right. Whoa. Wait. How the heck did they get into a stalemate? Up 2 pawns. That is ridiculous. That had to be a time thing. So this dude has 2 pawns going down the H file and the G file. What the heck? Check. Okay, so of course if he stepped here, there's nowhere the king can go, right? He can't go here, here, or here, so that'll be stalemate, so he went here instead. Alright, now he's baiting you to take this so he can queen here. Not gonna fall for it. This guy is not that sweet. Alright, king steps there. And ended up getting a draw. Alright, and of course there's no way out. Let me see. Is bam, bam, bam. That's what he's supposed to play. So let's look at this real quick. Instead of playing the move that he played, guys, he was supposed to not go here. The tactic or the technique was supposed to go king here. He steps over, push. Now he has to go out. King, pawn. All right. And the king is going to go here. Somebody show me the next move. Quick, quick, quick. Don't think about it. Quick, quick, quick. Tell me, guys. Quick, 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 quick. What's the next move? I used to love this little trick as a little boy when I was studying in-game tactics. What's the next move? Do you chase this king down and go all the way up the board chasing the black king? Wasting extra time? Remember, he only had a couple of moves to go. Come on, somebody in the chat, tell me. What is the next move? Do you chase the king with the king and just checkmate once the queen gets support from the king? What's the next move? Oh, y'all slow with the thumb draw. Maybe I got a super lag. But the next move, you can put it in the chat if you know it, would have been queen. You jump over to exactly B. Well, that would be G. So the board is backwards. It will be G3. King has to go back because you cut off the squares. He has to go back in front of the king, and it's a 2-move mate. You got to know that. It's textbook. That is going to save you a lot of end games where you're down to the last couple of seconds, okay? So keep that little tactic in mind, guys. Let's go back to the tournament. Scores, 15 points. If Shetty's team is going to make a move, they have to make their move right now. There's 20 minutes left in the blitz portion of the arena. Let's look at, let's get some players we have not seen. Here is Jason Segan versus Matthew Stevens. FIDE Master Matthew Stevens is the GOAT. He is on Team Paragua. So do I have that right? Nope, I got to switch the board. So here's Team Paragua up top. And we got National Master Jason Segan taking on FIDE Master Matthew Stevens. So let's look. Okay, we were just talking about this. What's the answer? How does white wiggle in this position and make some type of progress? Okay, so this bishop with his 2 pawns. Pawns are even equal, right? You have a piece that they say is worth 3 points, and you have a rook that they say is worth 5. Is that fair? Or should bishops be upgraded to 4 points? What is your take on that? I did a year. What's GM Canty doing? I got you, Mr. Rio 52. I'm going to go check out Canty on my next game just for you, my brother. All right, how is white going to convert? Can he put him in zugs? And go back. Oh, what about the sack now? Can he sack now? Snap. Bishop takes, king's take, and then you get the two pawns going. I think the answer was snap that. And then you get the bishop and the pawn for the rook. You'll have 2 white pawns. You'll have 1 black. You give up this G-file pawn for your faster F-file pawn. And I think it's Kurtz. He has to set that back up. Going for zugs, but it's not zugs. He always will have that. He had the move. All right, he got checkmated. Okay, so let's look at that real quick, guys. Endgame is something that we all got to know. Okay. Let's just see if this tactic, when I said he should have took, works. Okay, so he went here. Bishop goes here. Let's see. Take here. Your bishop would take. His king would take. Right? Let's look at this variation first. If he goes on the outside and plays h5, take. You go in front. Make sure you stay in front. If he does this, is with check, so it's even sweeter. So he should go here. You go here. He goes there. You stay in front of the pawn, and you walk your pawn. Oh, wait. No. Not yet. That was wrong. Instead, he goes here. You push your pawn. If he goes in front, you go king here and get the opposition. So if he goes here, you go there. Or if he goes here, you go there. Okay, so that's basic. Now, if he tries to wait you out, and you go pawn, what the heck did I just do? No. You go pawn here, and he goes here, hoping to get in front. All you got to do is just push the pawn. Just keep going to glory. All right, he's going to bump out, and you walk your pawn to glory. So that variation is an easy victory. Okay? Now, if he waits instead of pushing the pawn immediately, and he goes here, I think that this just wins. Right? So he has to take this pawn. You go for the faster pawn. Okay? He can't. There's no sense in walking this down because your king will just support, and he can't do anything. So he'll have to go, and you're way ahead. All right? What's the move here? Somebody tell me. What's the move? I'll wait for the chat. What is the move? Is it check here? Is it check here? Is it queen over here? What's the move? Somebody tell me quick in the chat. Give me your take. So make sure y'all know y'all in game. This is in game basics 101 with GodDanielX, baby. What's happening? In this position, another tactic you have to know, especially if you're low on time, you should be able to move. Absolutely. Whoa, queen f2. Queen f2 loses Drogland. Joseph Gasson, queen f1. That is the correct answer. You will go all the way down to queen f1. This pawn cannot push, of course, and the king can never get close enough to stop you. If I was moving fast, like it was down to the last couple of seconds, I'm going to go a step further and put my queen on h1. Okay? Queen on h1, you know that there's nothing can happen. You bring your king over to support, and you work that magic and mate him with a king and a queen. Okay, so we are at 153 points to 138 points. It does not look like Team Shetty will pull out the... I mean, there's still a little time, but I would be super shocked. It does not look like they're going to pull out the victory. When you have a monster... Look at this. This is ridiculous. Look at this. He had a draw. Let's look at his roster, right? He had a draw in the very first game against International Master Atulya Shetty. Okay? Then this dude beat an expert, beat a master, beat an expert, beat an international master, beat a grandmaster, beat an expert, beat a national master, beat an expert, beat a national master, beat a grandmaster again, beat an expert, and then beat, or maybe beat another expert. 28-42 performance. No losses thus far. This is why he's the team captain. Hands down, there's no one performing on the level of Grandmaster Mark Paragua as of right now. And in second place, oh, it's a miracle. Look who's in second place. International Master Atulya Shetty. So you guys know that we're not tweaking. We weren't doing any favoritism when it came down to picking who would be the team captains to represent this season. Okay? These guys are well worth it. They're, even with all of our best players playing right now, these two are at the top of the list still performing, on top of even another Grandmaster. So you may say, why didn't the other Grandmaster get the other team captain spot? It's the international master that's performing on a higher level right now. Not saying that he's better than him. Not getting into any politics. But right now, these are the top 2 players in the NBL Season 3. If you think you can hang, we want you to go to NBLchess.live right now and register. And we want to see you in Season 4. Get drafted first and foremost. So you got to prove that you're worthy because the head coaches have to draft you. And then once you're drafted, show us that you got that smoke. All right, let's get into some more games. We got, this should be interesting. FIDE Master Matthew Stevens versus International Master Shetty. And the game is over. And Shetty lost. Let's look at this game. The FIDE Master pulls it out. What color was... Okay, so Shetty was black. Chess Plater King 4635. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate you. We also got an epic match, guys, coming up that we're going to talk about in 1 second. Don't forget our NBL cage matches are still going down, even though playoffs is technically this week. This is some weird stuff. Black clearly has the advantage. Easy claps. Oh, wait. Ouch. You know what this is called, guys? That pawn on the H file. Chad Ochocinco, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, the 5, the 10, the 20. He has nothing that he can do for that. He tried a last-second tactic to see if this king can support. Of course, it cannot. So Shetty took an L. I'm willing to say he probably berserked in that game, too. Let's go back to the tournament. We have 13 minutes left. Still a 20-point difference. These guys are not going to catch them. But make sure you guys still stick around because there is a bullet arena immediately after this blitz arena. Thank you, Mr. Nathan Kelly, for putting the Facebook page in the chat. If you have yet to follow us on Facebook, make sure you go to facebook.com/National Blitz League. Like the page, be up to date about anything that's happening or taking place. We got so much going on this week, y'all. While we're at it, before I get into another game, take a look at our playoff schedule for this week. Okay. Where are you? Playoff schedule. Here we go. So this is this week's schedule. We have the Detroit Sharks taking on the number 3 Detroit Sharks, taking on the number 6 New York Wolves on Monday. The Detroit Sharks, number 3, taking on number 6, the North Carolina Reapers on Tuesday. North Carolina Reapers, number 4, taking on Miami Lions, number 5 on Wednesday. And then the Atlanta Gorillas taking on the New York Wolves on Thursday. Now, here's how it's going to work. If you look at this schedule, Mondays and Wednesdays are blitz, 3-minute, no second delay. And our Tuesdays and Thursdays are bullet. Okay? The only ones that will be streamed from our National Blitz League page will be the blitz matches. Okay? We will not stream any of the bullet because the bullet is kind of hard to commentate. It's happening so fast. And also on Tuesdays, of course, you all know we have our NBL cage matches. Okay? So what's going to happen is on Monday and Wednesday, we'll commentate and deliver some great commentary. I believe on Monday we have National Master James Canny, the Jedi. He's going to deliver the commentary for the Monday Blitz playoff. And I will do, along with my co-host Remy, we'll do the Wednesday Blitz playoff. There'll be no stream of Bullet on Tuesday and Thursday, but we will have the NBL cage match on Tuesday. You know what? Let me pull up that flyer while I have you guys on. 11 minutes left. I'll let you guys watch a game. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up the flyer of Tuesday's match so that you guys know what's happening and what's going on. Let's look at... This should be Gabe. This is Jason Segan versus... who was superior? I can't remember. Who was that? I can't remember who that was. That was National Master Jagan. You know, I'm gonna look that up. I don't want to disrespect nobody. Jason Segan. Do you guys? I know. What is this dude name? I'll look that up. Be patient with me. I'll look that up. But I know who these players are. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. I just want to get accurate data. I don't want any player to come back. Man, you guys didn't even remember my name. You know, I want to make sure that I let them be known. Okay, so Superior 2017. Let's look at these rosters real quick. Where are you? Sorry for the site. Okay, so Computer Cheat 3200 is Jason Segan. Like I said, that's National Master. And then Superior is... This is how many people signed up for the National Blitz League. I literally had to scroll for days. I can't even find him. I might have to do process. Okay, Mike Zelazny. I'm sorry. That is National Master Mike Zelazny. He was picked up. That's why. He was picked up today because National Master William Grafe could not play in the arena. So Team Paragua, or Grandmaster Paragua, he selected Mike Zelazny to replace William Grafe. That's why he wasn't on my roster. So, yeah. National Master Mike Zelazny. So let's go back and look at the game a little bit. Let's see what's happening. We got an E4, E5. Roy Lopez, of course. All traditional. Nothing special. Okay, so cute, but it's a little risky because, again, you got not three ISOs, but really two ISOs. And when you look at the in-game analysis, even though this is early and this is the middle game, you always want to make your decisions in the middle game based on how your in-game projection looks. Okay, so this can be salvaged. I'm not saying it's completely over, but now there are two weaknesses, right? Black has one, right? It's pawn on A5. But white now has the weak isolated pawn on A4, but also the isolated pawn on C3. All of black's other pawns are connected. Of course, this one looks a little isolated on E4, but of course it's connected to the rest of the kingside pawns. So it's still early in the game. There's a lot of chess left, but this is going to be a potential weakness. So let's see what happened. Knight finagles around. Oh, he found a way to snap a pawn back. That does help. Because if he captures back, of course, the queen and the rook are pointing down on D7. He only has a knight to support it. There is no bishop check that can come as a result of this. So that rook is not able to assist that queen. So let's see how he played it. He took it. Oh, game is over. Don't jump to the end. We want to see the whole thing. Let's go back to the little pawn take. All right, here we go right here. All right, so he snapped. Boom. Take. Like I said, here's the position. There's nothing that this bishop can... If he had a check, right, the bishop can move and check, and then you get a free rook. Nice tactic, but it doesn't exist. There's nothing that the bishop can do. All right, so he pushes. He forgets all about it. Of course, he had to. Knight comes in. As white, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna snap that because it gives me an additional pass pawn. I already got this guy somewhat tied up. I would definitely take that. He took it. He's going downtown. Oh, just an oversight. Trying to double up on this pawn here, but of course the rook falls. From there is just easy work. All work is easy work, as my man Floyd Mayweather would say. All right, so he got tacticked to death. National Master Jason Segan pulled that out over Mike Zelazny. Okay, so we're at 7 minutes left, guys. Team Paragua. Whoa, what the heck happened? We were up 20, 25 points for the last 30 minutes, and now it has come down to just a 2-point differential. So here's the goal. Whoever Mark Paragua plays, he's literally berserking every single game. The only way that you can get 5 points in one win is if you berserk. All right, berserk means that you're taking half of the time, and instead of having 3 minutes, you're only going to have 1 minute and 30 seconds. And this dude is winning everyone, and he just lost. Look at that. He just lost to National Master Deepak Aaron. Let's look at that game real quick. How did he lose this? Because he was undefeated up until this point. And that one loss may make the entire difference of the match. So let's look at this game real quick. Deepak is white, and Mark Paragua was black. He played a Sicilian. Let's see if he did some type of quirky opening, because Deepak is known for that. But this all looks standard thus far. Common concepts is, you want to put the bishop on the diagonal. You want to bring the rook over to the semi-open c-file. You want to pawn storm with these pawns if you can. Do some tags with the knight. All right, white is not allowing him the chance to do all of that. He's immediately trying to break through black's position by playing f5. He pushes past to try to stifle some of that tactical opportunity. He goes back, nothing major. He goes back with the same game plan. Get to this. Okay, he captures, C foul like we expected. And now he's trying to do something cute with this little pawn back here. So, of course, if he takes, queen can't take. It would have to be the pawn or else C2 falls. Okay, so he takes. Now this pawn kind of strengthens this pawn that was initially weak. However, with the pawns jig-jag like this, there isn't really any H-file tactics that are immediate. Where, for example, you can line the rook and the queen up and try to go back door. This pawn is going to block you because it's already on A6. So really not much. This pawn is already protected. There's not much that black has, but at the same time, there's not much that white has either. I may be willing to even give up this A6 pawn just to see if I can get that file open. I would castle and see if he's silly enough to do it. But, of course, both of these guys are very strong. Don't see it happening. So he castled just as expected. And as you can see, he left the pawn right there. He's not stupid. All right, so he goes there. He comes into the better square. Now he's going to try to push through here. Let's see what happened. All right, so at this point, white has just white is in control. Okay, he has the double rooks coming down the file. He has the queen on the H file. The knight is lurking, looking to get a tactic at any moment's notice. You have the potential of F6 breaking through the position. So white is definitely in control. And there it is. He sacked. It's right there. He sacked. Now, what is the tactic of why he cannot take this rook back? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat what is the reason. Why the heck did Grandmaster Mark Paragua have to leave a whole rook with nothing holding it on G7? What is the purpose? Chat, tell me what's up. What is the purpose? Why did he have to leave the rook? Okay. F6. Of course, Malik Bruley, F6. If he takes here, F6, baby. This is not, I mean, I know you may be saying bishop and king and rook is all holding that. That's good. But what about that queen that's poking back at that other queen? All right, so these guys are playing some dope lines. Good GG by Mark Paragua. And then, of course, he goes back. Tactics for days. Check. There's that knight that I said was lingering. And Matoski. Okay, so that disrupted Paragua's undefeated streak. Exactly, King Gaskin. Good job. Good job, CCB the Destroyer. We got 195 to 193. Still a 2-point difference, but now it's flipped. I'm sorry. Team Shetty is in the lead instead of Team Paragua. It looks like after that loss, Mark Paragua berserked again. He's at 64 points. He's definitely going to be in first place. But that timeliness of when he lost that game is going to make all the difference in the world. Team Shetty may eke this one out. Let's look at... There it is. Somebody wanted to see my man's Canty. He is taking on Atulya Shetty. Let's see how these boys got to this position. Immediately, it looks like he might have berserked at 130. Trying to get some more points for his team. Standard Shetty stuff. C4. All of that. Let's see. All right. Keeping those fouls open. So here's the concept that I see a lot of times from Shetty. If you don't keep these center squares kind of free-flowing, then it kind of nullifies the fact that he always double fianchettos these bishops, right? Because if this is clogged up in these 4 squares, what life does the light square bishop have, and what life does the dark square bishop have? So he's always looking to clear up the center of the board so that his bishops have full maximized range, which of course is going to give them full maximized power. Let's see how it proceeded. We got some queen trades. Some more pawns going down the tube. Nice jumping in. Oh, and that was ball game. Don't rush me, though. I wasn't done with my analysis. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, they're playing tit for tat, going for these pawns. I'm definitely taking that. I don't know why he's letting that link. Oh, he didn't want to. Okay, I get it. He didn't want to expose the back rank. And that's it. So that was just I don't know what the heck that was. Canty just, as he would say, jumped off the deep end. Right? So what is the purpose of this? A clear bishop is attacking that rook. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was just he was occupied, or maybe his baby came and grabbed his leg or something. I don't know, but that was crazy. Mental slip. And he goes down, letting Shetty get another victory. Those are those type of last second. Okay, so we're at 30 seconds. Paragua's team now has a 2-point lead. Let's go to the top. Let's look at Cameron Tolliver versus Grandmaster Ankit. Nope, doesn't look like they're going to have enough time to finish this game. Let's look and see here. Do they have enough time? Down to the last seconds. This may make the difference. Check. 7 seconds left. And he does it. He did it. Paragua won that game. I think that puts his team over the top. And we have us a final score. Oh, but the other boards. Even though Paragua won that game, the other boards have done their job. And these guys have went and took the lead. International Master Atulya Shetty and his squad takes the victory in the blitz portion of the battle. What a close match, man. That was crazy. Shout out to all the homies in the chat who saw that match. And I know that there was a lot of backroom talk and people saying, put your money where your mouth is and all this other stuff that was happening in the trash talk chat. So that's going to sting a little bit. Because Mark had... Nathan, if you're listening to the stream, if you can go to the NBL chat and just let those guys know there's a brief 10-15 minute break, but they need to be back at 8:15 Central for the bullet portion of tonight's match. They can get a quick breather, use the bathroom, and all that good stuff. But we have bullet action for another hour. Yeah, and it's going down in the chat on Leechess, guys. Some people saying this is so stupid. Our game was the deciding factor. A couple expletives. A couple people saying, what the... This is a child-friendly stream. I can't say that. Somebody else is calling out Brendan. I told you Brendan is the endeared, loved one of the NBL Trash Talk chat. They said Brendan hold the L as if he just played by himself and it wasn't a team effort. Goku Thangavel of the Atlanta Gorillas, he's saying just wait for the bullet. Vishal Balian, he's saying holy. Again, this is a child-friendly program. I cannot say what these guys are saying in this chat right now. And then he's getting on some of his teammates. He says, guys, don't resign. What? WTF? Let your time run out. To whatever clowns resigned in the end. All right. The other team is laughing. They're putting ha ha ha, laugh out loud. So this is all crazy. Team Shetty took the lead again. Let's look at all of the players that just took tonight's victory. We got Shetty's top 4 boards. Grandmaster Ankit Rajparad, National Master Deepak Aaron, Michael Adra, Akash Maduri. We got his bottom 6 boards. Troy Zimmerman, not Lamel McBride, but actually Aiden Turgott, Angel Lopez, Mark Johnson, Jason Segan, and Steve Abrahams. Congratulations, guys. What a hell of a match. That was a crazy finish. I mean, who knew that these guys, 11 versus 11, they could play for an hour straight and there'd be a 3-point differential. That lets you know how balanced the NBL league is. Ryan Master says he just tuned in. You came at the best part, brother. These guys... Paragua's team was up 20-plus points for about 40 minutes of the match. 40 minutes. And then at the last 13 minutes, they started to put their foot on the gas. The bottom boards started doing what they were supposed to do. The top boards doing what they were supposed to do. Somebody gave, Deepak Aaron gave Grandmaster Mark Paragua a loss when he was undefeated the entire time. Look at this. Look at this. This is his stats. He still had a 28-13 performance tonight. These guys were ridiculous. He had... undefeated streak. You can look at his long list of games that he had, right? All of these, 1 draw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 wins straight after the draw. Then he took a loss in the last 10 minutes of the game, of the match, and then concluded with 2 more wins. Okay, so that's what? 15 games, 1 loss, 1 draw. That's crazy when you're playing against other national masters, international masters, and FIDE masters. That's ridiculous. Let's see. I want to look at Shetty, who was the team captain of his team. He had a 26-19 performance. His berserk rate was 100. He did no game where he did not berserk, but we can also see that he had several losses that stopped his streaks throughout tonight as well, even though his team was able to pull it out. So he lost, of course, to Mark Paragua. He lost to Brendan Zhang. Hey, y'all better stop sleeping on Brendan, man. I know y'all like to clown him, but look at these bodies he's putting underneath him tonight. All right, he's putting bodies down. This man needs a couple teardrops on the side because he's putting bodies. Who's the MVP? None other than Team Paragua. I mean, not Team Paragua, but Mark Paragua. He was nearly undefeated. A 67-point first-place performance. No one's even close. Second place is 26 points beneath him. He has to be the most valuable player of Season 3's NBL. Okay, so let's look, guys. Also, this website, shout out to National Master Michael Odger, who's also playing in the All-Star game tonight. He is on Team Shetty that just took the victory. But he is one of the guys that put together this beautiful website for the NBL. He developed it and designed it. Where is it? Check it out. So this is where you can find all of the stats of all of these players, what's happening. On the home page, you guys can see these are the top performers of Season 3. Right? Here's the total number of points that they got from the arenas. You can see arena by arena how many points they had. So beautifully designed. We also have Season 2 embedded in here. Season 1 embedded in here. Oh, not available. All right, but you can also look at career totals. Okay, so for all of my head coaches who are next season looking at who they should pick up, here's where you look at it. You can also go to the standings, right? Here, playoffs begins this week. Here's the playoff standings. Okay, all there. How many points they got each arena, all of that good stuff. Trade penalties are listed here. Beautiful website. Shout out to National Master Michael Odger. You can see that these two top teams, which were top in bullet and blitz of this season, they both get a bye this week. They're not going to play at all because they did such a phenomenal job. They get a rest week, and then next week they'll be back at it. So these are the team standings. It's just a dope website. This is where you can go to watch now. You click this. If there's one of these guys streaming, this is National Master Gopal Menon, Akash Maduri, Grave, National Blitz League, the NBL page that you're watching now. It should be on here. I'm going to holler at him and see if there's any type of bugs that we need to fix because it actually should be streaming from Twitch onto the website. So make sure you book save, add it to your screen, all of that good stuff, so that you can get direct access to it. But Season 3 has been crazy. It's been bananas. You got to be a bad man to win the MVP, and your team lost. Ken Gaskin, that's bogus, man. That's true, though. That's true. I mean, he's clearly the most valuable player. That can't be argued, right? He's clearly the most valuable. But if we were to have to pick the MVP from, let's say, the winning team, I would call it and say that it is... Winning team MVP, I'm going to have to give to Shetty, of course, right? Because from his team, he has the number one score. He's at 41. The second person is at 26, right? So he has to be MVP for the winning team. But overall, season long, all-star game included, all of that stuff, the MVP has to go to Mark Paragua. Okay, so we're going to get to a bullet one in about 8 minutes. 8:15 is when it starts. I'm going to make sure I get the right tournament ID for that one. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up the page. All right, so if you're in the chat, real quick, give me your vote about who you think will win in tonight's bullet matchup. Okay, so that was Blitz. They won by 3 points. Phenomenal job. But now it's a total monster, right? Berserking now will cost you your life. These are strong players. You cannot do 30 seconds unless you're just really a monster. Okay? So I'm sure we'll have a couple of the moments where somebody just goes straight out their mind and berserks. But for the most part, who do you got for tonight? If you got Paragua, put Paragua in the chat. If you got Shetty, put Shetty in the chat. Let's do a quick tally. I'm going to get this tournament ID up, and then I'm going to talk about the upcoming cage match happening this Tuesday that you guys got to come back to the stream to tune in. Okay, so that's the... Bam, we back in action, baby. So let me copy this. And let's go. Alright, so we got a refresh screen. You can see the timer right there on the left-hand side of the screen, right underneath me. You can see the 6 minutes until the start of it. So... Okay, so that's going to start shortly. Real quick, let me pull up this this flyer for Tuesday's match. FIDE Master Joshua Colas is a player out of New York. Super strong, very calm demeanor. Phenomenal player. He is taking on overseas competition. What the heck is this? Okay, he's taking on overseas competition by playing a FIDE Master. He said this is above my pay grade. By taking on a FIDE Master out of Zambia. FIDE Master Prince Daniel Malanga is going to go head-to-head against FIDE Master Joshua Kolas of New York. New York versus Zambia. That's going down this Tuesday. FIDE Master versus FIDE Master. I'm going to upload. Wait, that's his profile. Give me a second, guys. I want to get the actual tournament flyer. Uh-oh. I think... Ah, crap. This isn't the one. Hey, Nathan, real quick, which one did you send it to me on? Oh, okay, never mind. I see this is the right one. It just doesn't have the info on it. But I can say the info while we're on stream. It's also on the bottom of the screen for those who don't know, guys. It's literally at the bottom in the red. It says NBL Cage Match Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. FIDE Master Joshua Kolas versus FIDE Master Prince Daniel Malanga. These guys are going to slug it out. 21-game cage match. The first 11 games are bullet. And then the second set, which is 10 games, are all... I'm sorry. First 11 games are blitz. The final 10 games are bullet. And I'm going to pull this up so you guys can check out both of these players, see how these guys look, and all of that other good stuff. In 1 second, let me just open up this scene. Bam, right there. Let's delete this. Alright, check this out. I know you guys are seeing all my edits live, but it's okay. I didn't get a chance to upload this this flyer beforehand. So you guys kind of got to vibe with me. There we go. Okay, so let's make this smaller. Alright, but these are the two players. Great dude. Shout out to Joshua Kolas, a recent graduate of Webster University while all of the coronavirus madness was going down. He was sitting there finishing up his education. But these are the two players. On the right-hand side is the player, FIDE Master out of Zambia. On the left-hand side is Joshua Kolas of New York. It's going to be a phenomenal time. Y'all already know when Canty's on the mic, it's always action. It's always live. It's always fun and funny. So come in to the Twitch stream. Show some love. Chat with us. Trash talk a little bit. Go back and forth. Put your bids in if that's what you're into. But we're going to have some great action taking place on this upcoming Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday, again, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. For all my West Coasters, that'll be, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. It's going to go down. It's going to be phenomenal. Tons of fun. Make sure you guys tune in this Tuesday. And then one more time before we start this next series for the Arena of Lightning, I want you guys to check out this playoff schedule for this week. So again, Monday through Thursday, it's all going down head-to-head. Detroit Sharks taking on the Wolves, taking on the Carolina Reapers the first 2 days. Then the second 2 days, the Carolina Reapers versus Miami Lions, Atlanta Gorillas versus the Wolves. Again, Mondays and Wednesdays, we'll be streaming those because it is blitz. It gives us enough time to kind of do some commentary, go over some lines, analyze some end games and all that other good stuff. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are bullet. We won't be streaming them, but we will have NBL staff overseeing them to make sure that there's no cheating. Everyone will be streaming live in order to participate. We're doing 2 boards at a time, so you'll have the 2 lowest boards first, and they will work their way down until we get to the 2 top boards. There will be additional points if you win your series, so you definitely want to go for the sweep, which will be 5 games blitz. You want to go for 5-0. If you do go 5-0, of course, you'll maximize your win points because I think you get a bonus of either 2 or 4. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you will get bonus points if you secure your series. So the more points you win by, the better your team will do. But there are a total 6 boards taking place in 3 sets. First 2 lowest boards will go, mid-grade boards will go, and then the top 2 boards will go to finish out